All right, well, all these folks are both sharp and savvy on Twitter. They really are. But can your tweets help you land a new job? The jobs report that came out last Thursday has the unemployment rate hovering above 9%. A new survey by Career Enlightenment reported that almost 80% of hiring managers and recruiters review an applicant's online presence before making their hiring decision. These two stats would lead one to believe that if you need a job or want a new job in this tight market, you better have your online life in order, folks. Now, Claire, how important is it specifically on Twitter?
It is important not to send a tweet of you with your bong on Twitter if you want a job.
That's good to know.
Bottom line.
Well, have you seen people use Twitter in an effective way to get a job?
Absolutely. Twitter works because Twitter is about relationships. And so you trying to find relationships at companies where you might be interested in working, start chatting with the people who work there.
Yeah.
Twitter's a great way to do it. Honestly, the reason it works is because you can reach out to anyone.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's a chance they might respond.
Yeah, and Dave, you're an actor and a host. So you're always looking for work.
Yes, I am, Shira. Thank you for pointing that out.
How essential is your online presence to hireability?
Well, for me, for like somebody who also writes and does comedy and whatever, Twitter is kind of a resume. It's sort of a constantly updating resume. I can get my own brand out there. I can get my own sense of humor out there. So it's kind of, I know that I've gotten work through jokes I've made on Twitter.
Or even Facebook or any other online network, obviously.
Yeah. And whenever I'm about to start a new job, if I know the people that I'm going to be working with, I always research them and find out just sort of
But to add that person, you add the person who's going to interview you.
You add the person, but you also,
I
mean, it's a good way to get to know their temperament, to get to know their sense of humor. It's, you know, I think it's very important that you know that your online identity has to be the best version of yourself.
Definitely your personal and professional life are coming together more often these days.
Certainly.
But this same study, it's saying that like 60% of recruiters are saying you should take your personal pictures off of the internet.
No doubt.
And which, I'm not really sure what personal pictures is. I mean, does that mean you can't do
bachelorette parties.
Right.
I mean, those, and there's many different types of pictures. Perhaps even Burning Man.
Right. I mean, you can call 50 lovely pictures of you in different environments that show you as a quirky, interesting guy that still aren't bad.
Yeah. And also they say to take off any religious or political views. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't want to offend anyone, right?
Well, does that take away from the self-expression that all these social networks allow you to have by censoring yourself like this, Claire?
It takes away from it, but it's just smart also.
Right.
All right, well, we've actually provided a list of really creative ways that you could use the internet and social media tools on our website. But how are you seeing people use it effectively, social media, to get a job these days?
Oh, golly. Well, I think, like I said before, constantly generating content. You know, for people who want to write, for people who do comedy, it's very important that you constantly be putting jokes out there and putting links to what you're doing. You used to have to, you know, book a spot at the Improv or whatever. You don't have to do that anymore. You can kind of sit at home in your jammies and write jokes all day.
Yeah, and for regular people on Twitter, they even have @tweetforjobs. They're posting these openings online, or you just search #tweetforjobs to find out stuff. You don't need to be going necessarily to Craigslist or monster.com.
Right.
And again, everyone in the world gets jobs through relationships. So it's this great mix of relationships plus social media equals jobs.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you're looking for a job, employers spent 20 million hiring online in August, an increase of over 95% over the same period last year. For our top 5 creative ways to use social media to snag the dream job of your dreams. That's kind of redundant. Well, of course, be sure to keep tweeting us your thoughts and questions right now at What's Trending, but go to our site, whatstrending.com, for all that and more. And use the #WTLive when you're tweeting us so we can bring you into the conversation.